So I'm going to start with a famous tweet by my good friend Yao Fusilabi, who said, "Now the women understand, say 10 minutes is long." I don't know the implication of that, but look, those final 10 minutes were about the craziest 10 minutes I've seen in my whole life. My name is Michael Otieje. These are my top observations from an amazing day for Ghana in the history of the World Cup. My top observations, and I don't think this will come as a surprise to anyone. Please, Black Stars, when you get the ball, pass to Kudus. I think it's fair to say that talent-wise, we've got one of the biggest on our hands, potentially an African football great. Everything he touched in that game against South Korea turned to gold. It turned to 2 goals. The first Ghanaian to score twice in a single World Cup game. This was also the first time that the Black Stars have scored 3 goals in one World Cup match. But everything that Kudus did, the passing, the movement, the ability to slow the game down, the ability to play his other teammates into an opening was great. I can imagine the noise in Nima, the noise around. It's obvious to me that we've got an amazing talent. And in 2 World Cup games, he's had a return of 2 goals, 1 assist. May we hold on to him for a very long time. And long may his talent flourish for us. The other person a lot of you may not have wanted to hear about, but who was picked by Coach Otto Addo, was Jordan Ayew. Criticized heavily when he was named on the team sheet. A lot of question marks about whether he could do that. I saw a tweet by one of my colleagues, Uruguay, about how Jordan's last game against South Korea, he scored a hat-trick, and everybody was saying that was 8 years ago. Well, he showed up 8 years later to have a big impact on that game. 2 assists, but that was in the sum of the story. He worked hard down that flank. He was the reason why in the first half the Koreans were not exploiting Tariq Lamptey's side. When he was no longer playing out wide with Lamptey, you saw how much exposed he was. Jordan proved that he can have his good days, and on that score, 100% marks to him. We've criticized Otto Addo an incredible lot. We've asked questions about him, we asked questions about his lineup, we asked questions about the approach in the opening game. Then he decided to switch it up against South Korea. He went 4 at the back, he gave more responsibility to Kudus, dragged him up at the field a bit, Particles sit a bit deeper. He brought in Jordan Ayew, brought in Tariq Lamptey, changed things at left back, which was a major problem with Gideon Mensah. And all the players had a big impact on the game. So as far as Otto Addo is concerned, this was the moment he proved to us that he could change things and switch things up in the most significant moments. By the way, this win means that he's become the first Ghanaian coach to win a match in the World Cup. Ghana's previous wins at the World Cup, they've been 4 in all. The 2 in 2006 were under Ratome Dukovic, a 2-0 win over Czech Republic and a 2-1 win over the USA, which Otto Addo himself played in. Then there was 2 other wins in the 2010 World Cup, all under Milovan Rajevac. So a 1-0 win over Serbia in the opening game and a 2-1 win over the USA in the second round, a game that went to extra time. So Otto making his way into the annals of the history books. The only other Ghanaian to have managed a team at the World Cup was Kwesi Appiah. Couldn't get a win and exited in the first round stage. And you know, one thing that I've always said is that good Ghanaian teams are built on the back of solid defenses. So in this country, we live and swear by the likes of Sam Foyo Johnson, Samuel Osei Kufuor, John the Rock, Gilbert Mensah. We've given names, pet names to these players as a sign of our reverence for them. I wonder what name we'll come up with for Mohamed Salisu, for Daniel Amate. I think for all that is said about how good Kudus is and everything else, these 2 players are hugely phenomenal players for the Black Stars. You can ask question marks about the way we conceded headed goals today, but it's obvious to me that for this Black Stars team to grow, develop, and become a much stronger and much more efficient unit, those 2 players will need to keep being at their very best. I'm wholeheartedly impressed with the way Amate has become a leader for the Black Stars, says very little, does an incredible lot. I'm also hugely impressed with the way Salisu has played. Every single time he stepped on the pitch since he became a Ghana international, he's reminded us that he was worth the chase absolutely. My final point is, tranquilo. Let's not go into that game against the Uruguay consumed by the desire for revenge and the rest. That Uruguay game will be winnable, but it's obvious to me that we've got a few things to sort out. We've got Inaki Williams to play as well as he must. I thought he occupied defenders well, but Inaki will need to do with a goal. And whilst again Thomas Partey was not bad, was good, I still want to see a Partey strike up and do a lot better. Once again, you prove that you love the Black Stars. Again, don't deny it.